Welcome to the Blokes Podcast. I'm Adam.
And I'm Greg. And we sit down once a week to shoot the breeze. We chat about anything and everything. Sports, films, drinking, politics, music, etc.
So sit back, crack open a beer and enjoy. Relatively productive week, I guess. I've been a guinea pig once again for all the baking and cooking that the missus has been doing. She's been super inspired by this series of Bake Off, like a lot of people have, and right. I'm enjoying being a very fat guinea pig, basically.
Hey, it sounds terrible. Sounds like a tough job.
Somebody's got to do it, right?
Someone's got to, yeah. Sounds great. I mean, I firsthand know how good her baking is, so I'm a little bit jealous as well, to be honest. I can't get in on this at the moment because of lockdown, but hopefully this inspiration continues past the Boris's lockdown days.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, well, when lockdown's finished, we'll have to have a little bake-off celebration party and just like eat all the stuff that she's made.
Absolutely, that sounds great.
Because the only problem is with baking, you've got to make more than one or two people can eat, basically, to make it worth it, because it's so labour intensive. So there's donuts lying about, there's bagels, loaves, bread that we can't eat quick enough, all that sort of thing. And I mean, I'm trying my hardest. Don't get me wrong. I'm trying.
Give it a good old college try. I like it. Yeah. No, I mean, that is the best first world problem ever, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, my girlfriend's baking too many baked goods. I can't get through them all.
Too much food.
They're too delicious.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's great. I have a similar problem today. So it was my partner's 30th birthday this weekend,
of course.
And to commemorate this, I ordered a cheesecake from the London Cheesecake Company.
Oh,
which,
yeah.
If people haven't had that before, it's good stuff. It's insane. But one cheesecake's probably the size of my torso. So considering there's only two of us, it's a pretty momentous task we have in front of us to try and actually get this down. But I think we might have to do some like dropping it round mates' houses on the in the near vicinity to try and get through this, because it's so big.
Yeah.
It's amazing though. I cannot recommend it enough. It's like, it's not cheap, but it's unreal if you're into cheesecake.
Oh, that's so good. Well, you'll be the most popular guy in town if you start taking little deliveries round to all your mates and that.
Either popular or I'll be on some sort of list.
Yeah,
depending on.
You got to get the right houses. Yeah, I can't make a mistake there. So, what sort of cheesecake was it? What's your favourite cheesecake? Is it like a classic New York style, or is it like one of these crazy ones?
It is. I wanted to go classic New York. They had run out, unfortunately. So I am a classic guy. So I went for. I didn't have any normal ones, and I'm not a fruit cheesecake guy,
right?
Either. So I'd rather something like, I don't know, some sort of flavouring on there, but I don't want it to be fruit, really. If I can avoid it. I'm saying this for me. It wasn't even for me. It's for my girlfriend whose birthday it is. But I'm not going to order something I hate, am I? So
yeah.
So we went cookies and cream.
Oh, nice.
So it's basically an Oreo base with crushed Oreos over the top and like a layer of Oreo within the middle. And the cheesecake probably stands about 4 inches tall, maybe 5. It's big.
Jesus.
So it's it's good stuff. It's unbelievably rich. I barely made it through one piece last night, and I felt my heart palpitations happening like midway through.
You got to work for it, mate.
Oh yeah,
your heart's really got to feel it.
Exactly.
Is there enough left to take a picture to put on our socials? Like,
oh yeah,
okay,
sure.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah, we'll put it up. We'll put it up on the socials. Speaking of socials, actually, I was wanting to mention this. Anyone listening that wants to see anything that we do on social media, we are, I think, slowly getting better at it. classic blokes just have
just trundling along.
No real interest in it. But we are putting stuff up every now and again. So Instagram, I'd say, is probably the best bet, isn't it? If you're going to follow us or anything.
Yeah, definitely.
Keep an eye on stuff. And any questions or anything you want to send us, or maybe a topic that you want us to talk about, or anything that maybe you have a question about something, send it to us on that. Comment on something on that. We'll see it. So yeah, that's probably the best bet just going forward.
Nice. Yeah, I'd love to hear some curveballs from people listening. Some really random stuff.
Yeah, same here.
Amazing. So, what are you drinking there, mate?
So today, or tonight rather, I'm going for a porter. Now, I was in Sainsbury's and I didn't know what to drink. And I basically went with the advice that I was given about wine. Go for their the own brand, Sainsbury's own brand, but they're like finest range.
Oh yes.
So what is it? It's Taste the Difference for Sainsbury's. So I went for their Taste the Difference porter to check it out and see if it's any good.
Oh sweet.
So I think a porter. I think a Guinness is a porter, right?
I'd say so. Yeah. What's the difference between porter and stout?
That's See, I always thought a Guinness was stout, and I remember being corrected by someone saying, "Oh no, it's not stout, it's porter."
Oh god.
And not having enough information to argue back, so I just took it as facts.
Right. Yeah.
But now I'm realizing I've never actually looked that up to confirm that whether that's true or not. It doesn't. It's dark as Guinness, but it doesn't have the same head in any way as Guinness would. But again, it's not coming out of a. You're not pulling it out of a tap, so. Yeah. Maybe it wouldn't. But, yeah, it's very similar to Guinness. It's pretty bitter, really sort of loads of roasted notes in there, coffee, like burnt bready kind of flavours.
Yeah.
Maybe dark chocolate in there as well. This one's got a bit of like a metallic aftertaste, which I'm not loving, to be totally honest. So, and it's not cheap. It's like £2 a bottle, so...
Right, yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. It's nice. I know you're not a massive fan of this kind of stuff, so... but... It's okay. Yeah, it's a 5 out of 10. There we go.
Right, okay,
Let's start rating our beers. How about that?
It's a great shout. Straight down the middle, 5 out of 10. Yeah, amazing. God, that's funny. What are you drinking out of, though? I can see something fantastic there.
Oh.
Like, what is this?
This is my Guinness... what is this?
It's like a flagon, right?
Yeah, flagon. I think that's right. So get my Guinness flagon, which I bought. Like it's like one of those gift packs that you're supposed to buy your dad for Father's Day. But I decided no, I like that. I want that.
Was it after Father's Day as well? Was it like a couple of days after? A little yellow label, like 79p.
Yeah, no one bought it. Exactly. Yeah, so you might as well. It's like a ceramic flagon. That's exactly what it is.
Fantastic.
I like if I'm drinking a beer or something. I'd rather have it out of this than out of a bottle or a can. Generally,
yeah.
I don't know why, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like a. It's always better out of a glass, right, than a bottle or a can. Like
yeah,
a glass or a flagon or something cool, right? A Stein, ideally.
Exactly. Yeah, no, something cool. I think makes a bigger difference for me. I think I've got memories of seeing like the local guy asking for his flagon from behind the bar that he leaves there, you know.
Yeah.
And seeing that, I'm thinking that was the coolest thing ever, and just maybe it's. That my childhood memory just seeping in subconsciously there.
How much of a regular have you got to be to have your own drinking vessel at a pub? Like those little hooks that are along the top of the bar with like different jugs and that. It's so good. I always like if I ever see a jug in a place or a pint pot or a jug or something, I will always go for it. I'll always ask for the jug basically, as opposed to a straight glass, and it's just makes me feel better.
Does.
Older, more manly.
Yeah, I agree. That's actually a relatively recent thing for me. I never used to ask for it. They just, because they just assume you want it in a normal glass, don't they? But they've always got them. Even if you can't see them, they're normally under the bar somewhere. Just with a thin layer of dust set within.
That's the risk you've got to take if you want to look like a real man. Yeah. So it's funny you mentioned the price of that beer though, because I do think bottles and cans nowadays are well, maybe not cans, bottles particularly are extortionate, and then cans of like craft beer. If you're going for a tin of like John Smith's or whatever, it's dirt cheap. But
sure,
yeah, tins of craft beer, they're just like a standard Coke can size, aren't they? Which is like what 330 ml.
Yeah,
and some of them are like £3. I'm like,
yeah, no, it's
for
unreal,
a small can. It's not even a pint. Like, from the supermarket. No one's serving it to me. Like, I've got to chill it myself. I'm paying energy prices. To put it in the fridge. Like £3, that's extortionate.
You're thinking about that. The price doesn't stop there, mate. You got to think about the refrigeration costs.
Yeah,
that's the story. Yeah,
my own man hours. My wage for me chilling it, putting it in the fridge. Is it worth my
calories
time?
you burn picking it up, taking it home?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm now going to have to eat a meal to replace the calories of going to the supermarket.
At least two home baked donuts. That's going to take up that. Yeah, man. I think you're right. I think, God, I mean, it could have been way before this, but for me, it was punk that started this whole thing.
Yeah,
I love punk IPA. I love punk beers. They're really good, but they've always been like ludicrous money. I feel like.
Yeah.
And like
you're paying for the name.
Yeah, and everyone just sort of joined in on the bandwagon.
Yeah, same as Camden.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly right. But the thing that is crazy is, like you say, you're buying them individually. These 330ml cans, and most of them aren't even coming in like packs of 4 or 6 packs.
Just individual cans.
Individual cans. What's happening? I guess it's because there's the idea is that you don't want to be drinking the same thing all night. I mean, I don't know. If you're going on a night out or going to a house party or you're having some drinks at home, whatever, do you stick with one, or do you want a selection?
Nowadays, I just stick with one. I think that's what I'm going to drink tonight, and this is, I like drinking, but this is the least important thing of the night for me personally. Like, I used to buy loads of different cans, loads of different beers and all that, and I'd try and mix it up a little bit and enjoy the stuff. But I realised after maybe 4, they all start tasting really similar anyway, because you're getting drunk basically. So I was like, what a waste. Why don't I just get John Smith's and it's like a third of the price and it does the job, But if I'm buying a selection to really taste them and to have with a meal or something, then I'll get specific things. But if it's just to get drunk, then just multiple cans of the same thing. And,
100%.
But I find that strange that they sell them in this sort of quantity, just 1s and 2s basically, especially when a lot of these craft beers, these American style craft beers, all taste exactly the same. Which is where I'm gonna I might cause a bit of a stink with some listeners, but I mean, I challenge you, unless it specifically says a grapefruit ale or something that's very clearly weird, most IPAs that you get in these American style colourful cans, they taste the same. It's just American, lager, American craft lager that you drink with chicken wings, which is incredible. Don't get me wrong, I love it. It's right up there for me, but it's the same as the next one. Don't try and give me all this rubbish on the label of all this incredible stuff. Tastes like Blue Moon. It tastes the same as all these other lagers. So, I don't bother with that too much now. There's a place in Kingston actually called I'm gonna get it wrong now, but it's 4,000 jars, or it might be 2,000 jars or something like that. But it's a craft beer shop in Kingston, and I've been in there a couple of times, and I love the idea, and I really want to support it. Because it just does beers, just does craft beers, all from all over the world, all over the country, all this crazy stuff, and it's supporting lots of local places. I love it, but I went in there, came out with 5 beers, and it was 30 quid or something for 5 beers. I was I can't be doing that. I can't justify that, especially when 4 out of 5 tastes exactly the same.
Yeah, for sure, man. That's insane money for that many beers.
No. What one of these tins was £8. I was like, for God's sake.
No.
That's another thing I wanted to talk to you about, actually. The use of the word tin versus the word can.
Okay.
Right, and tin just automatically conjured up to me northern lads saying, I'll have a tin of beer, sort of thing.
Yeah.
As opposed to a can, which is a really American word, right?
Sure.
And
Yeah.
and I googled it, and sure enough, can is the American way of saying it, and tin is the English way. That's why you get like, a tin of baked beans, but you don't.
Yeah.
Nobody says a can of baked beans, do they?